Hi.
Yeah.
Right. So we're cleaning a river.
Yes.
It's gross.
It is pretty disgusting, but when you get down there, you can also see what it is Matthew has been talking about. There is stuff laying on the riverbed that doesn't belong in any river.
Mm.
You do, in fact, come across...
Crocodile.
No, but you come across... Well, they belong in rivers. But you come across shopping trolleys, even if this is in the Umbra. You come across...
That's weird.
A couple of baby trams that people have just thrown in. Insane amounts of small junk and debris. Lots and lots of disgusting stuff. But Matthew, of course, he works as hard as any of you. It's not a matter of him just supervising the work. He pulls his own weight more than even. But as you work your way from Millennium Bridge towards Halfpenny Bridge, suddenly you come across something slightly... Yeah, well, there's a car down there.
In the river.
In the river.
Holy shit!
I can't help but wonder.
Don't laugh. While I stood and watched, they actually pulled a Morris Minor out of the Liffey ones.
So I can't help but wonder, why are we in the spirit world to do this? And doesn't this just mean that when we go back out, there will still be cars and shopping trolleys in the Liffey polluting it?
In the real world, yes. Do you ask him this?
Yeah,
or,
I'm saying this out loud.
Yes. He
Although
says, well,
I'm probably
foremost,
saying it with a bit more baritone since we're in Crinus.
Yes. Well, he points out to you that jumping into the Liffey while being this tall and hairy, with hundreds of people walking around, even thousands of people walking around, might not be such a terribly good idea.
No, I'm not suggesting we do that. I'm asking, what difference will this make?
It will make a difference, he says, for the simple reason that what we do here in the spirit world will have impacts and repercussions in the real world.
And vice versa?
And to some extent, vice versa, yes.
But wouldn't this just wind up polluting the street then? I mean, Aaron says and just tilts his head towards the small mountain of shit we've pulled from the river so far.
Well, I'm not intending on leaving it there. I have an idea for this, and I think you guys are going to like it.
A spiritual trash compactor?
No. No.
Are we going to fight?
We're going to play a prank on someone.
Ooh.
And they're going to get mighty pissed off because of it.
On whom?
Well, do you know who owns Temple Bar?
Yeah.
Will we have been told?
Yes.
Okay, yes, obviously.
The profiles in the journal are stuff that we've been told.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, but that's the thing. If it's in the journal, have we been told? That's the thing.
Yes.
Okay. So
The werewolves then. No, the vampires then.
Exactly.
So will they be pissed enough to fight us?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What are we waiting for?
I am kind of thinking we drop all of this trash in Temple Bar Square, and then we just leave it there to stink up the place. You see, vampires can't go into the Umbra, but as you just learned, what we do here has an impact in the real world. So we leave all this disgusting, stinking, sludge-covered trash in Temple Bar Square. That place is going to reek, and nobody's going to figure out how or why.
If this is a thing, why are there still vampires? I mean, why haven't we curb stomped them yet?
Silver bullets. Simple answer. Silver bullets.
doesn't surprise me.
I have a question, John.
Yep.
Since I have a strong kinship to plant spirits and all that shit, how are the algae reacting to me, joining them? If they are at all.
They aren't. It's too primitive a plant to have a real conscience. It does have a spirit, but not a conscience.
All right, cool.
I start messing around with the car.
Okay, so they have silver bullets, but couldn't we just jump out of the Umbra with a crossbow and fire a stake at them and then poof away?
Well, first and foremost, he says, shooting a stake into a vampire doesn't actually kill it. At best, it makes them fall asleep. That would then allow us to tear them to pieces, obviously, but we can't be sure that they're going to fall asleep when we do that. That's one thing. The second thing, which is a bigger issue, is that crossing through the gauntlet...
I know, it takes longer than just poofing away.
Not just that, but it's usually much harder where vampires are present.
Oh.
Why?
Fucked if I know. Ask a Thurge, he says.
Taran, why?
No. He grins crookedly after that and says, no, the real reason, he says, the real reason is they are not spiritual beings. A vampire doesn't actually have a presence in the Umbra.
I think we lost Aya.
God damn it.
I think we did.
Again?
Yeah, she's not even on
roll 20 either.
Nope.
Jesus.
If she's not on roll 20 either, maybe I should just wait a little.
Yeah,
her internet might have crashed.
She's back at scene.
There she is.
Okay.
Oh, there we
She's
go.
going.
Okay, good. Anyway.
Hey AJ, are you with us? Hi and welcome back. When did you leave us?
I don't know, it's been quiet for a while now.
Okay.
I'm calling out to you, and then I said, what the fuck's going on? And then, bink. Oh, that's going on.
Well,
what was the last thing you heard?
Something about the guy wanting to pull a prank on someone who get very angry.
Yep.
Cool.
He said that what he wants to do is drop all the trash in Temple Bar Square, which is right here, because the vampires who run Temple Bar can't go into the Umbra, and therefore the trash is going to stink up the whole place. He's also tried to explain, or he is in the process of explaining, that you can't go into, or you can't just simply jump out of the Umbra right next to a vampire and then tear them to pieces, because the gauntlet is much harder where vampires are present. They don't have a presence in the Umbra, and therefore they tend to negate it. It's the gauntlet thickens around them or near them.
Taryn looks at the car, looks at him, and looks at the car. Are there any way we can actually pull the car in there too?
You mean through the gauntlet?
I can pull this.
We could, he says. There's just one little thing about that. How do you think the Irish Times front page is going to look tomorrow when a car poofs into being on a Saturday night over Temple Bar Square?
Interesting.
Are we going to shove this through the gauntlet?
I wouldn't do that. But I am going to... We could, in theory, do so, yes. It would be extremely difficult, and you would probably run a real risk of getting stuck. All of you.
Mm.
Okay, so
could
let's
we
just
push it without going with it?
Hmm?
Could we push it without going with it?
No.
Okay.
Well,
You need to go with it.
let's just drag it out of Liffey to begin with, right? Then we drop it in this spirit Temple Bar Square, and then we let it stink up the spirit of the place.
Well, not so much the spirit of the place as just the place in real life. Trust me. If we go out of this place after we put this stinking hunk of a car plus a few assorted other pieces of debris and trash and stuff, then yeah.
Could we have a third explain this when we get back to the Sept?
Yeah, sure. We can try.
Is there a proper name for the normal world? Because in real life, make it sound like we're online, and I don't feel that's appropriate. Shiva says.
Well,
like, this is the Umbra, right? That's what it's called?
Yep.
So does our world, the normal world, have a similar name?
Yes, it's called the Tellurian.
What the fuck does that mean?
I'll just go with real life then.
It's an old name. He says, "Fucked if I know what it means," but it's called the Tellurian.
Can't we call it Gaia?
This is Gaia as well.
Aaron starts dragging the car. Muttering angrily.
Well, we could call it Taliesin then. That's about the same, right? She says and smiles to Taliesin.
Oh, we can just call it real life.
I don't want to be in Taliesin. Just saying.
No, I would rather
about
not
that.
be in
You're not allowed to be in Taliesin. Haven't you been paying attention?
I don't think
That's not for you
Taliesin
to
could get
decide.
pregnant.
No. Garou shall not mate with Garou.
Well, it wouldn't really be mating if I'm inside. Oh god, no, gross. Ew.
Okay, yes, but firstly, yeah, not cool. Secondly, as far as I can understand, the Fina don't like to distinguish between mating and fucking.
I think the grin Shiva had disappears again, and she begins helping Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
Taryn just looks at Aaron single-handedly starting pulling the car out like, I totally forget we're that strong now.
Like,
Oh my god! No, wait.
Between the six of you and Matthew, you could basically use this thing to play basketball.
yeah.
It's no problem whatsoever getting this car out of there. In fact, when you need to get it up the sides, Matthew jumps up and takes Connell with him, and then you guys haul the car up and basically hold it until the others get up there, and it's not even hard to hold. It is a bit difficult to pull it up, but that's mostly because it's pieces of the undercarriage keeps scraping against the edge. So you basically need more people to lift it over the edge.
Yeah.
I assume by this time, after all the cleanup and everything, that our other two, that Patrick and what's his face, done fighting the Banes.
When you get up there, drinks like fish and fist and liver are basically Patrick or fist and liver has picked up one of these Banes. And bent it backwards over itself and has more or less tied it into a knot. And they are kicking it back and forth between them. Like a soccer ball.
What the fucking assholes? Tell them to come and help us.
They are. They're keeping watch.
They're playing soccer.
Yeah?
This is so weird. The fact that I can go in here and fight the spirit of something is so weird.
Give it time, Aaron. You'll get your chance to indulge in that kind of stuff yourself.
I don't want to play soccer for Gaia, Tally.
What do you want, then? I'm listening.
Something that is not necessarily pulling cars out of the river.
Oh, and here I was rooting for the Gaia goers.
Well,
worst TV show ever.
You can't always do the great heroics. You have to start low and then work your way up to the heroics.
Yeah, but why this? We're werewolves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't we stepping sideways in City Hall and holding someone hostage and making them put up some measures around the river? Why aren't we forcing through some kind of environmental bullshit?
Because every time we try, and we have, the agents of the worm will then proceed to do the same thing and counteract us. They have more money and more resources.
This is bullshit. Not this, he says and points down to the river. No, not that. No offense, my lady. He just gestures around him. This is bullshit.
What you guys, Matthew actually stops you when you've gotten the car up on the sidewalk, and then he just stops there for a moment, and then he points down to the river, and you can see it flowing freer because the car has been removed. It isn't functioning like a wave breaker anymore, basically.
I think there's a natural pause to Aaron's angry ranting. And then he just kind of falls into a mutter and then silence, and he just stands looking at the river.
I think Shiva puts her hand on his shoulder and says, I think the rule of thumb here is to do the work and then complain.
Aaron offers you a sideways glance. Yeah. Speak when you've carried out your own car.
I helped.
Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't feel any difference. Says and nudges you.
Suddenly,
I push him in the river.
I was about to say that suddenly a clump of sludge flies at both of the two.
Okay, I'm gonna
accurate.
I'm gonna ask Daniel to please make a dexterity plus athletics roll here.
Fenna, please tell me that was actual bullshit.
What difficulty are you shooting for?
You're getting attacked from two sides. I'm gonna ask for a difficulty of 7.
That's okay.
Pretty sure he has a build
I kind of want to see him matrix it out of that, so he gets away, and then Shiva gets all the sludge in the face.
Yeah, I was going to say too that if he does dodge both, I kind of want you to just
I enter matrix time.
You roll 2 successes. You get 2 successes, which is enough to avoid getting yanked into the river. You actually avoid that. However,
go on. I was gonna ask you, poking you a little bit in the chops here, as I sensed the whatever coming. Weren't you increasing the difficulty to represent an attack on 2 fronts?
Yes, but you may still need 3 successes.
Nah. Poke. Go on.
That's normal, actually, for something complicated, is higher difficulty and a certain amount of successes required. You manage to not get yanked into the river. You do get splattered by some of the sludge, not much. The vast majority of the sludge, unfortunately for Shiva, hits her squarely on the throat and chest.
I don't get to try and dodge.
No, because you can't actually see it coming. She's throwing it from behind him and you're pushing.
You're busy failing to push me into the river.
Yes.
Ew! Fenna!
Aaron tilts his head at you. Eat shit, and then he pushes you into the river.
Both of you! You were engaging him!
Well, he's trying to push Shiva into the river. Now we roll a dodge.
Joyful. Let's see if we can get that to work.
That is a difficulty of 6, because you're not dodging 2 things.
Go, Shiva!
Let's see. That is the dexterity plus athletics, right?
Yes.
Let's see if we can get this roly thingy to work. Did it work? It did not work. I'll just roll 6d10. No, not 6. 4.
Okay. Yep.
That's 3 successes. That's 2. Yeah. Very well done.
It's 2 successes. Yep, I'm gonna rule that they even out, so you do not get pushed into the river. Aaron, you don't fall in from her dodging. So basically, you guys are all engaging in some well-meaning horseplay, but the only one who actually gets any kind of success out of this in the end is the Ragabash.
Of course it is.
Aaron sends Fenna a thumbs up, like, yeah.
Taliesin, I think, would then, while this is going on, he judges the situation has not yet escalated to the point where he needs to intervene, so instead he turns to can't be bothered and says, anything else need clearing out?
Yeah, not for now. This is as much as anything, he says, this is it's a symbolic act. It does require some work, but it's a symbolic act. We can't clear out the entire Liffey. There's no way. But we can clear out some of it, and little deeds, little acts, making an effort has an impact. She will flow more freely for a while now. we will have to come back and do something else another time. That may involve you. It may not. We'll see. We all help out with this. All of us. Even Ross has stood here knee-deep in sludge. Siobhan does it quite frequently.
Are we going somewhere since we're not doing this anymore? I mean, the evening is young. Kind of.
Yeah, we're taking this thing, he says, and pats the hood of the car. We're taking this into Temple Bar Square. You are at the moment, you're standing here.
So they did take it to heart. The car is fucking gonna appear.
Yes. So you're standing roughly there.
Yeah. Grid.
And you need to get to there. So it's not exactly as if you have to go very far. Mm-hmm. But between the lot of you, you have you 6 plus 3 more. So you have 9 little happy Krynos werewolves hauling a car and shopping trolleys and baby trams and plastic bags full of sludge and ew and ooze, snickering for the most part into Temple Bar Square, where they then proceed to make a modern piece of art aptly named the Icky Liffy.
So in other words, we're a fucking group of 9 snickering sneakers.
Pretty much. Well, I don't know if all of you are snickering, but it does actually turn out to be fairly entertaining once you start getting the modern art project underway.
We are officially the Fellowship of the Ick.
You're the Fellowship of the Ick, yes.
When we finish building this structure and perhaps like stand around it snickering a little bit,
yes,
laughing to and at each other and at the stinky horror we've inflicted on our supposed enemies.
Yes.
I think Aaron, his snickering pipes down a bit, and he turns to Can't Be Bothered and asks, so what do we actually do about this? Not this, but in general. I mean, if the best we can do is pull spirit trash out of the river, and then place it somewhere else, we're not really helping the problem, we're just moving it. How do we actually deal with it?
I wish I knew, he says, and he actually looks very serious when you say that. While he's looking serious, it should be said, John and Patrick stand right behind him. They give each other a look and a snicker, then they change into lupus form and proceed to basically urinate all over the modern art project, just to add to the stink.
Ah, guys, that's disgusting.
Hey, at least they went into wolf form.
Yeah, they're just lifting their legs, basically. But yes, but Matthew nods to Aaron and says that it is a good question. We have tried for many years to find a way to stop the pollution, but as you saw yourself, there are Banes basically keeping watch over the river. The few that attack tonight are weak. There are some once in a while that are much, much stronger. We don't know exactly what it is that pollutes her so badly. I mean, yeah, we pulled a car out of there, but that doesn't have to mean anything. As I said, this is the Umbra. This is a matter of, as much as anything, symbolism. So we do a little bit of cleaning here, and in the Tellurian, everything is going to look better and nicer, and the river is going to flow more freely and not stink so bad for a little while.
How often do you do this?
It depends. We try to keep an eye on when things get bad. That's actually usually my job. That's why I'm sitting on O'Connell Bridge every day.
Well, feel free to invite me next time.
He looks at you and nods and goes, thank you. You know what? Thank you. I appreciate that.
Why do you have a bunny?
She gives him a sad smile.
And he does look a little surprised. I mean, he's a bone gnawer. Not many people show that kind of consideration, but he genuinely seems to appreciate it. He says, so we, usually it's maybe every 3 weeks, maybe once a month if we're lucky. It's worse in summer than it is in winter.
We're heading for summer.
Yes, we are.
Tourists?
In July, I think that's part of it, but in July we usually have to go in there every second week.
So, in a nutshell, whenever we can.
Yes, and if you find any hint or indication throughout your work, eventually, that shows at least some of the reason why she's this polluted, that is definitely something that needs to be pursued. I don't think it's one source. I think it's probably many. But, any source you can find of pollution and stop it and shut it off is going to help immensely.
I know this goes back to the third horse shit. But why aren't we asking her? Does she have bicycles stuck in her ears?
She used to be quite talkative, but not anymore. She doesn't communicate much anymore. She's too badly wounded.
This affects Aaron more than he thought it would. Because he was actually very pleased to see the river pick up a speed a bit when they had cleaned it. So the whole notion of the river as a sentient girl, or lady in this case, is like it saddens him more than he'd thought.
Yeah. I've never seen her clean, I admit, he says, but Odd tells me he knows the changelings, the Fae of Dublin, and some of them are old enough to remember when she flowed freely and without pollution, and they say that she was utterly gorgeous. Nowadays, she's just flowing slime. It hurts me to think of.
Come on, man. Pick up.
Well, he says and pats the hood of the car again and grins. We're going to have some pissed off vampires at least, and they will figure out who did this. There's no question. They will figure it out.
Let the fuckers come, right?
And when they figure it out, we're going to hear about it. And that's going to be fun. You might even get to go along with Theodora one evening and see what she does. And perhaps if if she feels like sharing, you might even get into a fight or two.
Aaron's mood instantly gets worse. He looks like the mention of Theodora immediately pissed him off.
The mention of any member of the pack really pisses him off at this point.
No, this is actually specifically to Theodora.
They had a nice chat last time.
Exactly.
Yeah. I know. But,
he notices and says, don't, seriously, don't. Theodora is lupus. She doesn't deal well with the whole human touchy-feely, emotion-y thingy.
Well, whatever. Then she should keep her mouth shut.
Yeah, she can't. She doesn't have to. She's allowed to have her opinion, but she's a bit of a bitch. Well, she's all bitch, really. She's a lupus, as I said.
Yeah, haha, I get that, but fine. She can have her opinion, and I reserve the right to call her a bitch.
Yeah, I don't think she would actually hold it against you if you called her a bitch. She would just probably look at you strangely and wonder why, in the name of Gaia, you are stating the obvious. She doesn't. He looks at you. The thing is, as I said, lupus. She doesn't get the whole sense of humor thing very much either.
Well, very literally minded then.
Fuck her anyway. I don't actually care about her at all.
Well,
he says, obviously giving many fucks about. But I don't care.
Aren't
about
you
her
cheerful today, Aaron?
What's with you? Why are you taking the piss on me?
Well, you've been complaining since we got here.
Well,
he says she should get the whole sense of humor thing. She is Ragabash, but I think she had it surgically removed at one point. Anyway, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, right, that's right. I did have another job for you.
Oh,
I did have another job for you.
You just remembered that, did you?
I just remembered,
you
he says.
Motherfucker.
What now?
Well, this is in the Tellurian, at least. You don't actually have to. You don't actually have to stay in the Umbra. And no, it's nothing that's slimy or disgusting or anything of the sort.
Shiva raises her hand.
Yes.
Will we be slimy when we go back?
Oh God, please tell me no.
Your feet probably will.
Inside our shoes.
Now, that's okay, guys. We can wash them in the Liffey. Aaron says, smiling a humorless smile.
At the word or at the mention of that, what's his face? Patrick changes back up into war form, back up into Krynos, walks across Temple Bar Square and grins while he looks at all of you. I just had another idea, he says, and then he proceeds. Then he proceeds to pull a what's it called? A fire
hydrant.
A fire hydrant. Thank you. Yes, out of the ground.
Oh dear God!
So I'm assuming that doesn't affect the real world either, right? Aaron says nervously.
And Matthew says, well, I think a fire hydrant in the Tellurian might just have had a small malfunction, yes. And
oh dear God,
the what's it called? But then but what he does basically, what Patrick does is he sticks his feet into the water fountain 1 foot at a time, nearly gets knocked over because obviously there's a lot of pressure on there.
Sure, adjusting
but
to
at
the
least
pressure.
he washes his feet off.
Aaron follows suit. Trying to adjust.
That's a good idea.
As does Connell.
As does Shiva.
Sorry, I was distracted. What are we doing?
We're
washing our feet.
Oh, yeah.
From a fire hydrant that just had a malfunction in the real world.
Yep.
All right,
Doing
so
that.
what's this thing you want us to do?
Well, we are heading up to the north side of the Liffey. He says, not terribly far though, because I'm taking you to I'm taking you to a place which is called Wolfton Square.
We should feel right at home there.
Yeah, you really should. Really should, he says, and grins crookedly.
Oh, what are you not telling us?
Well, Wolfton Square is known as the most haunted place in Dublin.
Yeah, why not? Let's
Ghosts?
experience all the supernatural things.
Yeah,
Aaron looks up ghosts.
Yeah, ghosts.
Oh, that's so cool.
Talison's grin becomes about 2 steps below psychotically grinning.
Yeah.
At this point.
Well,
Aaron simply looks tired, but when he follows them, he's humming.
Okay, so I just want to know at this point.
yes.
What is not real? Are there dragons? Unicorns?
Well,
Yes,
has a unicorn, right?
Well, unicorns exist as spirits. So do dragons. We don't talk about that one because that one is part of the enemy.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Do they also have a tendency to kidnap princesses then?
Are trolls real?
Is there a chance?
Yes, they are actually. They're kind of changeling. They're kind of fae.
What about orcs then? I
No,
saw
they
those
would,
in the movie once.
yeah, but I think they would probably go as trolls.
Nerd.
I'm going to assume that banshees are very real.
But I'm saying he's a
jeez,
nerd for
yes.
watching a movie.
Is there a chance that the dragon will kidnap loud ragabashes and nerdaroons?
No.
Who are you calling a nerdaroon?
someone in this company. I don't know. I mean, check your pocket protector. Perhaps it says it on that.
So because
There's
I watched the
nothing
movie
wrong
once
with pocket
that half the world saw, watched, I'm a nerd.
What? Maybe you are. I don't know. Do you want to do something
you are.
about it?
Maybe you're a nerd.
Oh yeah, hey, come on. I
Aaron
understand.
starts growling. That's what was called to her every time bullies went crazy.
Also, this you actually notice that he just steps back and lets you guys work this out.
She were face palms.
So, what? You want to start shit?
You want to start shit?
I'm asking you, because it seems to me like you're the one with the problems around here.
I don't have a problem.
Oh,
I watch
Are there any spirits around?
I think that was for Joan.
Sorry?
Are there any spirits around?
Well, plenty all the time, but none that you notice or can see.
Taryn goes into Lupus and starts sniffing around.
Yes. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Well,
seriously, they're like, fucking half.
There's actually turns out that there are very few spirits at all in Temple Bar.
Driven away by
started walking.
leeches.
Exactly. Well, no, he hasn't started walking yet. He's waiting until you guys work out your differences.
Taryn gets too close to the artwork, snorts loudly, and hurries away.
Ew.
Like,
tucking tail and running.
Yep.
Well, it seemed to me, if I do say so, and it just so happens I do, that, it might be fair to label you as the typical social outcast, given, your relationships with Eric and Kat.
Well, then I might label you as the little spoiled brat who's been away from mommy and daddy for too long.
You could do that, couldn't you faggot? But wouldn't actually be much...
Faggot?! Connell lunges at
oh my god, this is brilliant!
I do have a short fuse.
Yeah.
Short fuse? Oh, you have short fuse?
Yep.
You have the flaw?
Yep.
Yeah.
Roll!
Oh shit, rage!
Rage!
Yes, hang on.
And difficulty is, as I recall, with short fuse is 2 lower.
Yep. So it's half moon -2.
Oh shit!
So we have one with short fuse and someone who has something that seems like short fuse, and they're gonna fight now. Perfect.
Yeah, and what difficulty is it for frenzying in a half moon situation? Oh my freaking god! This is Jesus Christ!
Let's see, frenzy. Page 144 and forward. Okay.
Rank, using rage.
There we are. So
I think the only thing this will get a reaction from Taryn is looking up. Oh, they're fighting. Fuck them. And then she'll continue sniffing around. Not interesting.
So just to be clear, I just need 1 success to avoid frenzy.
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
No, you're building. Actually, you want to avoid successes on a rage check.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, true.
Oh, that sucks.
If you get 4 successes, you frenzy.
Yes.
Oh crap!
Although you can spend willpower to hold a frenzy.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you can. Yes, obviously.
Okay, so the difficulty is.
C, D, F, frenzy. Come on, for crying out loud, how hard can it be?
Depending on the moon phase.
Before the dice fly, there is a difficulty based on the moon phase. Before the dice fly, I want to say I am definitely expecting him to start something. I am not expecting him to frenzy.
Frenzy, here we go. Berserk frenzy, fox frenzy, rage rolls, moon phase, here we go, finally. Half the difficulty is 6, meaning that you roll your difficulty as if it was a full moon, which is 4. You would roll on a full moon, you would roll berserker checks against a difficulty of 2.
What?
Yep.
Yes.
So the difficulty is 2.
No, it's a half moon, so it would be...
Okay.
So you would roll against the difficulty as if it was a full moon, but when it is a full moon, you roll against 2. You may want to consider saving up and buying off that at some point.
Yeah.
Or you could do as Eric apparently does and stay in a cage.
Yes, also an option.
You're gonna stay in the same cage.
2 successes.
2 successes. Okay, halfway there.
Yeah.
Well, don't call Connell a faggot. He doesn't like it, apparently.
Well, that's the point, isn't it?
Yeah, for
Yes.
you.
It's clear that Aaron is.
But you still lunged at him. You said.
Yeah,
so you're still
I
trying
do.
to punch him. Okay, fair enough. Roll your 2 hit, and Aaron, you probably don't want to get hit.
That's a good point. I don't.
Let's see.
Remember, you are in Krenos at this time.
Oh shit! Yeah,
You could slug at it both for half an hour,
Oh.
and neither of you will feel worse for it.
That's right, I'm in Krenos.
that actually raises a very valid point. Then, if he's in Krenos, he should establish what sort of attack he's making. I'm not talking rules. I'm saying what kind of attack are you making?
Are you using a fist or claws?
I'm not frenzying. So I think it'll be a fist.
All right, fair enough.
Fist to the face.
Fist to the face, indeed. And where is a fist? Is that a punch? That's punch.
Yeah, punch. Yes.
Okay. Attack, blah blah blah.
Punch the sassy attitude out of him.
Minus 2 successes. Well, you do lunge at him, but you don't hit. In fact, you lunge at him pretty inexpertly, because that's a bad roll. And
that's a perfect roll.
And you lunge at him pretty badly. And because he sidesteps at just the right time, you lose your footing. There's slime on the ground, remember? You lose your footing on that and take a tumble across the hood of the modern artwork
into the fire hydrant.
You are now covered in sludge and slime all the way up your front. You land basically. Can I finish, please? When you slide across the hood of the car, you almost do like a somersault when you come down on the other side, which means that you land ass over tits, quite literally in this case. Well, tits if you'd been female, but you land head over heels with your ass in the air up against a lamppost. Here's the problem, though. Rolled a 2-botch, and you weigh in excess of 300 kilos when you're in Krenos. The lamppost breaks. Comes down on top of you and the modern artwork project and sets fire to it.
Oh, God.
At which time you get pulled back to your feet by Patrick, and everyone suddenly seems to be in a fucking hurry to leave.
I want to add... go on, Heine first.
I seem to recall something about embarrassment being a possible trigger for frenzy.
Could be.
I should add to that as this happens and as we run, I am laughing my ass off.
You're dead.
You may
fucking dead.
You may have to roll some more.
You're fucking dead.
And Karen is following in Lupus and does what sounds like a very wolfy laughing all the way, because she doesn't know how to change the little voice box, but she's still laughing.
I love it. I fucking love it. So should I? Do I need to roll another rage,
yes,
or should we? Okay, cool. Well, and it's difficulty 4. Oh, 0 successes.
That's good. That's good. You managed to keep yourself under control, but only barely.
It's still very embarrassing.
However, that does get noticed. Because again, you're getting hauled along by Patrick, and Patrick actually notices that you are, huffing and puffing, but that you're not frenzying.
It's pretty cool that you're keeping your cool.
Yes, that's the thing. It's pretty obvious. We're rolling a lot of dice tonight, which is unusual. But can you tell me what's your wits?
My wits is it's a staggering 1 dot.
All right. Well, in that case, you don't actually notice. Fair enough.
Cool. That's cool.
But he notices you. It's okay.
You don't pick up on some subtle hints here because subtlety.
Big fan of the dice in this case.
He's busy trying not to frenzy.
That's exactly why I put 1 dot in wits.
Big fan of the dice in this case because it makes for a way more hilarious outcome than if we would have just described the scuffle.
Absolutely. I will also point out that wits is used it's wits plus, I believe, alertness to determine where your initiative in a fight. But anyway.
Oh, I'm gonna have great initiative.
Yes, but that's not unusual for a Ragabash. Anyway, you guys move north across Haypenny Bridge, which is there.
Yeah.
So now it's not the 9 little werewolves hauling a rotten car along. Now it's 9 little werewolves, 8 of whom are snickering, and 1 is trying to not flip out.
I will correct you there, Joan.
Yes.
I will correct you.
Yeah.
Shiva is glaring at Aaron, and she's... Hun er pigesur. Definitely she's just being,
She's being a teenage girl pissy right now, yes, definitely.
Yes.
She's very pissy. She also has PMS and she's a werewolf.
Yes.
Run for cover.
Fucking.
She's trying her best to do the whole giving him the cold shoulder while glaring at him.
Yes.
Yeah,
which is hard because you're all moving.
I think Aaron notices at some level, but he's too busy laughing his ass to shreds.
Anyway, you guys get across Haypenny Bridge. You move up this street. And you get to this point. That place feels fucking weird in the Umbra. God. It's not a very nice feeling.
Then the giggling stops.
Yeah.
Find some appropriate music.
It feels like someone is basically reaching into your body and tying your lower intestines like shoelaces.
Taryn turns back into Krynos because this is very, very unsettling and I don't want to be completely defenseless. And looks at the grown-ups in the group like, what's going to happen now? Connell lit the entire place on fire?
Drinks like fish, looks at all of you, and then he says, well, you guys should go back into Homid. And then we are leaving the Umbra.
Okay.
Cool. Right. Is it hard to return to your birth form?
No, you can automatically shift to your birth form.
You can always return to your birth form without a roll.
Okay.
I do so, looking relieved.
I do so too. At this point, I'm not laughing at all, and the downturn in mood has definitely makes him, like, for just a brief second, like, cast a semi-apologetic gaze at Connell. They're like, okay, I'm sorry, man. This place sucks.
Anyway, you guys are basically taken around a corner where there's nobody present, and there's a moment where the 3 adults are all, okay, so who's got it? And Patrick starts patting himself down as if he's in Krynos. So Patrick, Homid. Oh, right. He changes back down into Homid and pulls out a mirror from his pocket.
Aaron is like doing the wiping your hand across your mouth motion and just breathing into his hand. Guy's a fucking idiot.
Aaron, notice Connell!
Connell is trying to fist bump you, damn it.
Oh.
He doesn't look at you, but he raises his fist for a fist bump.
Okay, well,
I just wrote it in the chat, so it's cool.
Didn't read that, but yeah, sure.
So,
you definitely get a bump on the way.
Joan, yes. I have a technical question.
Yes.
We just shapeshift from Homid to Krynos. And from Krynos to Homid.
Yeah.
And our clothes?
Yeah, that's what I said. You all have 2 sets. At the beginning, it was asked if you have what's called dedicated clothing. You all have
some of the stuff
You have 2 outfits.
Yeah.
Of dedicated clothing, each of you, that's been provided to you.
So dedicated clothing is clothing that just shifts with you, or
it appears in Homid and in Glabro forms. It doesn't appear in the other forms because
there
it
are
will
different ways to enchant dedicated stuff. For example, a werewolf can actually shift. They can have armor in their war form.
Yeah.
If it's kind of complicated, but it can be done.
Yeah.
So it's wonky like that, but
But this is just ordinary clothing, yes.
Did we get to choose our outfits, or were we just handed some random shit?
I'll let you choose what it is.
I just love the idea, I know we get to choose now, but I do love the idea that everyone got one of the suits was just like stupid, shiny, skin-tight spandex outfits.
They just went to the thrift store to pick up whatever.
It reminds me of that scene from one of the X-Men movies. So you're all dressed like this every time you go out? What did you expect? Yellow spandex?
Yeah,
yes!
That
was such a good callback to the comics.
For a brief moment, I'm imagining our pack in dedicated Kigurumi.
Yay!
Anyway, guys.
I'm gonna go find.
I actually think that Terran would have done that just because comfy.
You were saying something about a mirror, storyteller.
Yes. He picks out his mirror. And he shows it to everyone, and you're all instructed to go back into the real world.
Yep, let's roll it.
Let's give it another shot.
We should have mirrors, all of us, shouldn't we? In case we get separated.
Yes, it's
not Finna. She could accidentally look at it.
Sorry, Joan, I rolled against the difficulty of 6. Is that the gauntlet here?
Finna only accidentally shifts one way, right?
The difficulty here is 3.
Okay. Oh. Then no problem. I shift instantly.
Like I said, Finna only accidentally shifts one way, right?
Okay, Tally has to roll again.
Am I just not...
Oh, Tally.
I can hear you, Helle. I can hear you.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know if anyone else can hear you, though.
I heard that Helle was saying something. I didn't catch what because the audio broke up for me at that point. What were you saying, Helle?
I am saying Finna only accidentally shifts one way, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so what do we have to roll to get the other way? And it's really annoying having to say things more than twice and not being...
Sorry about that. I was looking at what everyone was rolling.
Gnosis, Helle.
Gnosis.
Difficulty
Just
3.
Yes.
Alright.
No problem.
It's a bit better, I think.
Much.
Difficulty 3, you say?
Yes.
That's what happens.
What say you, 4 successes?
Yeah. Mind you, this is lower difficulty than it is in the cairn. It's 4. It's 4 in the cairn.
This place has some serious haunted mojo.
Yeah, how does the Umbra not just hella bleed over to this place?
Yeah, that's a good question. You get out of there, and the adults
all get stuck.
No, they pop with you without any difficulties whatsoever.
Aww.
And even Patrick this time just slips through with only a minor delay. He doesn't have that much gnosis.
Oh, he is Hamid, I assume.
Yes. Yeah. But it's only you are now standing in Wolfton Square, Wolfton as it's pronounced, and I am going to see if I can't come up with a link. I should be able to. Let's see if this works.
That place felt fucking rotten.
What was up with it?
Yes.
Why was it like that?
The one thing I want everyone here to notice while you are talking is look on the on the left side there. Look at all those little rocks piled up against the end wall. If you look on the left on the picture that I just linked to.
Oh, yeah.
Can you see the stone that, there's a wall and then there's little pieces, slabs of stone?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are gravestones.
Oh.
They're all placed with the back outwards and then placed up against each other so that you can't read what's on them. This is an old cemetery. And the gravestones are preserved in this way so that future historians and archaeologists can go in and see who is actually buried here, because people are still buried underneath the feet of the people who are there.
Weird.
Yeah, there they are.
Anyway, that's just so you have an idea of what it is you're stepping out into, and of course, it is nighttime.
I guess that's why it was like that, but Finna doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, he did say it was one of the most haunted places in Dublin.
That Dublin is semi-creepy?
Although I'm going to throw in this link because you can actually see the gravestones a little closer here.
Oh, excellent. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Excellent. Yes. And you are actually popping into being right next to that white door. Perfect. You come back into the real world right there, and there isn't a soul in sight anywhere.
There aren't our feet.
Well, that settles it.
What are you saying, Charlie?
Well, Dublin's always busy enough as it is. It's a big city. There's no one here.
No, it's getting kind of late, too.
Yeah, but even so, there should be people around here. There's nothing.
The adults come out next to you, and then basically Patrick smiles and says, well, have a nice night, kids. You will stay here, right here in Wolfton Square until sunrise.
What?
Why?
That should give you lots of time to work out your arguments.
Oh, we already did.
Yeah, we did.
No
It was
biggie.
fun.
Good. Then you have lots of time to sit down and twiddle your thumbs, I'm sure, because nothing ever happens in Wolfton Square.
So what are we doing here?
Watching nothing happen.
It's like a dare, right? It's like when can you spend a night at a haunted house? It's like that, right? That's what you're doing, assholes.
So
There is actually, John actually shakes his head, and he does smile, but there is actually a point to this.
Are we just being guard dogs?
No, you are here to experience things.
Cool.
Yeah, well,
Experience
judging
nothing?
from how this felt in the Umbra, this place isn't the nicest place.
It isn't.
No.
Well, I'm sure we can
Sorry.
brush off the local constabulary by telling them we're here to experience things when they ask why an assortment of 15-year-olds are out of the shower.
Oh, the local constabulary quite probably aren't going to give you any hassle. The local constabulary doesn't like Wolfson Square any more than anyone else does.
You're making this sound like it's going to be a great night.
Yeah, well, at least, John says and points across the square to where there's a swing and some seesaws. Says, at least there's something for you kids to do. It's never been used.
Shut the fuck up.
What was it he was looking at?
Oh, come on now.
A swing set and some seesaws.
Yeah, playground.
That's cute. That's really cute. Get the fuck out.
Have a nice evening and night.
Yeah, fuck you.
They take off.
Well, since we're going to be here all night, we might as well take it with some good grace.
Dips on the swings.
Saren stands up. I'll raise you, and then heads
Comes
runs
off.
off like a bullet.
Just this brief,
Finna runs after her.
see them running, and then, slow pan to Aaron looking after them and just saying, nerds.
Well, actually, Venna rushes after Taryn, and then when she does get to the swing set, instead of jumping at a swing, she jumps at the bar holding the swings up and pulls herself up there.
Nice.
So sit across the. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Should we grab a break and return to our
Yes.
night at
That's a good
Wolfton
idea.
Square?
Yes, we should.
Yeah.